Hi everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to tell you what I've been up to. Thank you so much for joining me. I love showing off my makes, and I love it that you come and watch them and see me. You can find me on social media. I am Anaya's Toy Box on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and Etsy. Okay, so what have I been up to this week? I have been crocheting a lot, and some of it I can't show you. I have 4 FOs, and you're going to see 3 of them. Not all 4, because you're going to have to wait for the Yarny YouTube. I can't believe I already forgot what it's called. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to tell you properly what it is called. Okay, I'm back. It is seasonal. I'm reading it so I get it right. It is Seasonal Yarny YouTube Hop 2023 Summer Edition, and you'll see my 4th FO there. All right, so let me show you what I can show you, which is my first FO, and that is kitty corn. I did show you kitty corn last week, and I forgot to bring back the label of the yarn, but this is hand-dyed yarn. It's gorgeous. It was labeled as worsted, but I feel like it's more on the DK side. But anyways, I loved making this. This is kitty corn. I did change up the tail. I didn't make it the way it's on the pattern. The pattern is my pattern that you'll find on my, Ravelry or Etsy page. It's called kitty corn, and I finished it. I don't know if I showed it last time, but I used those sparkly eyes. Yeah, I enjoyed making it, and I love this yarn. It is gorgeous, and I will link the shop, the Etsy store I bought it from, down below, but I totally forgot to bring the labels with me. But anyways, this one is done. Last time you saw it, finished crochet, but not put together, and here she is put together. This is actually the first time I've made kitty corn in a yarn that wasn't sparkly. I always make her. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I need to make her in a sparkly yarn. But this yarn right here, can you see it? You can see some of the sparkles like right here. That the accent color that I used is sparkly. But anyways, I loved it. Kitty corn is one of my favorite patterns that I've ever designed. But she's done. And my second FO that I will show you is going to be this bunny. If I could get kitty corn to stand up. All right. Helps if I'm looking at it instead of looking through the camera. This is, I'm gonna have to look up the pattern again. This is Cory the Giant Bunny, and the designer is I don't know how to pronounce it. It is Ilaria Kaliri. So here he is, all done. You might be saying that's not giant, and you are right, it's not giant. The way she made the pattern giant is by using a really thick yarn. But you can do that with any pattern. If you want a giant kitty corn, just use thick yarn and you'll get a giant kitty corn. I didn't want to use thick yarn. I wanted to use this yarn. So this is the yarn I used for my Cory the Giant Bunny. And I like the pattern a lot. I really do. It's a free pattern. I'll link it down below. I like the pattern a lot, but I did do something different, which is the tail. It was meant to be a pom-pom tail, and the whole time I'm making it, I'm debating, should I just make up a tail or do the pom-pom tail? And I finally decided I will do the pom-pom tail. Now, I'm a little nervous about making pom-pom tails because what if it falls apart? Wouldn't that be so sad if the tail just falls apart? I'm not confident in my pom-pom making abilities to be okay with making a pom-pom tail. But, if you don't practice, you can't do it. So I decided I am going to make that pom-pom tail. And then I couldn't find my pom-pom maker. So he got a crochet tail instead. So that's the one thing I changed in the pattern. The rest of it I did, I adjusted it so that I crocheted on the arms. I did it 2 pattern, but I do wish that I had made the ears standing up. I've seen many bunnies with the ears down, and I've always made them standing up. And then I'm like, well, let me just try putting it down. And I have this time, and I know that I prefer ears that are standing up. But you know, once you sew it on, and I tied in the ends, and I sew it on as tight as I can, I pull hard when I'm sewing. It's really hard to take it off. So this guy has floppy ears. Oh well. You know, you never know if you like something until you try making it. And now I know I like my ears standing up. Well, I already knew that, but now I know for sure. So that is Corey, the bunny. So I made Corey because I was designing the doll that I will not show you, or 2 dolls, neither of which I will show you. And I needed a break, and I was working on those dolls and the phoenix and the blanket, and I still wanted to make amigurumi, but I did not want to be designing. And the phoenix, oh my gosh, the phoenix you have to pay so much attention to. I haven't gotten nowhere with it. I'm not going to show it to you because I've gotten nowhere with it. I have been concentrating on the 2 pieces that I'm designing, and so I have gotten nowhere with the phoenix. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to start something new because the phoenix takes too much concentration. Designing takes so much concentration. I need something lighter, but I didn't want to work on the blanket. So I worked on him. That doesn't mean I didn't work on the blanket later on, because I did, and I finished it. This is my 3rd FO. I finished the blanket. Here he is. This is where I was last time, right here. And this is how much I worked up. This is a very quick pattern. Like, this is Bag O' Day's Ocean Wave stitch. Like, I don't know if she made it up or she already knew it and she was just showing it to us. Whatever it is, it's the Ocean Wave stitch, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Now this blanket, because I know very little about blankets and blanket making, I did not understand how much yarn it takes to make a blanket. And so I was hoping for a lapgan, and I suppose this could be a lapgan, but it's very narrow for one. But instead it's going to be a baby blanket held this way. It's a little longer than I would have liked. I would have liked it a little bit thicker, so the proportions of the blanket. But you know, it is what it is. I don't have any more of this yarn, and I think it'd be a shame to add. I mean, I have grays, but I don't like the way it looks with this one either. So I think it would be a shame to, this color and the way it fades and everything is so beautiful. It's just staying like this, and I'm not putting a border on. I did debate this for a long time, but I've decided it is pretty enough without a border. And also, I don't have yarn that looks good with this. This is from Premier. This is I used 2 bobbins to make this, and I could always order. I'm not ordering at the moment anything, but I could order some Premier Everyday, and in the colorway, I think this is teal, and add a border to it at one point. But for now, I am leaving it like this. I may or may not change it. I have no plans to order any yarn anytime soon, so we'll see. So I finished this. This stitch is really fast because you're working inside spaces and not inside stitches. And yeah, it's done. I love the stitch. I love everything about it, except I wish I didn't make it quite so long, so it could have been just a little wider this way. I guess really I wish I didn't chain as much, so I guess it's wide because I started like this, right? This is the beginning and this is the end of when I crocheted it. So I wish I didn't make quite so many chains. I made the chains like I was making a lapgan, but I know nothing about blankets and how much yarn you need. And I obviously do not have enough yarn to make any blanket, because this was the most yarn I have of any one color. Anyways, it's done. It's pretty. I will probably be giving it to my cousin for her baby, baby girl. But anyways, it's done. All done. She had a baby in January, so this will be a good crib blanket, I think. Oh, we'll see. So those are my FOs. So my whips. Do I have whips? I absolutely do have whips. Which one should I show first? What's in here? Oh, I'll show this one first. So it is, I have not been participating too much with Rose's wings donations this year, not because I didn't want to, but more because I've been busy. I just haven't had the time. Like, I really wanted to make the makeup bags, but I haven't had the time. I was away. I went to Vancouver then, and I had presents to make because it was Eid and my son's birthday. So April was a bust for me. I didn't make the diaper bag because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to make a diaper bag. But June, which was May was diaper bag. June is pencil cases. So I'm like, ooh, I'll make some pencil cases. Or could only make 2. But I'm going to make 2 pencil cases. So I went into my working yarn and found the oldest yarn that I have in there. And this cotton. This is Hobie 88. And this is Mystery Black Cotton that is slightly thinner than the Hobie 88. And I made this. It's not finished. It is a Bag O' Day stitch tutorial. I forgot. I don't know if she had a name. I don't think she had a name for this stitch. But it's a Bag O' Day stitch tutorial. I like making up these bags because I work up the stitch. I fold it up. I single crochet the ends together right here. And I have a bag. And I also practice a new stitch and learn a new stitch. Which is what I did with this one. I like this stitch a lot. This is a really, really pretty stitch. Will I do something with it? I might. Now I know how it looks in real life. Here, take a look at that. Isn't it pretty? It's such a pretty stitch. But anyways, so I used up all of this yarn. I have a lot more of this, so I might use that on the next one. I don't know. I might do different. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one more. This one I'm going to crochet probably with half double crochet a flap, and I'm going to sew a button here. The flap will come over, and that will be the pencil case. I can make only 2 because there's a limit of 2, and I am debating whether I want to try Tunisian. It'll be a good way to try Tunisian. And I do have Tunisian hooks that I bought. So I'm thinking, should I try Tunisian and make a Tunisian pencil case for the next one? We'll see. I'm not going to be sending this out anytime soon. I'm not going to send it till the end of the month. I will probably make some doll dresses and send them all together. So I have time. I just started. I'm thinking. It's in my head. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But anyway, so that's one of my whips. Another whip I can't show you because it's part of the seasonal. Yikes. I can't believe I really forgot it. Seasonal Yarny YouTube Hop Summer Edition. So I can't show you that one because that's another design I'm working on for that, and you'll see it then. But I did start a shawl because sometimes you want something that is completely, well, not completely, that's mindless, like something, not mindless completely, that's not the word I'm looking for, but something that is repetitive, that you don't need to go back to the pattern constantly to look at, like I do with any amigurumi, because amigurumi changes, you need to know, you're always going back to the pattern. So I started this shawl, not very far. I am using Cartupo crystal yarn. Now I bought this yarn, and I have been using this yarn for a while to embroider eyes on dolls. Isn't the color gorgeous? But anyways, I've been using it to embroider eyes. Somebody suggested to me that the eyes look better using this yarn than it does using embroidery thread. And I tried it out, and I agree it does look better using this yarn. But you know, this yarn comes in a huge, I don't have the packet anymore, but it comes in a big thing. I've used to make eyes, so this is not the whole skein. It's squishy, it's nice yarn. I don't embroider eyes too much anymore. I have started needle felting, and frankly, I think I will continue needle felting the eyes. It is just a little bit faster, and I have a whole lot of colors already. Like, I don't have to purchase anything. I already have a lot of colors in the felting kit that I got. Whereas this, I have blue, green. Like, I have 2 shades of blue. I think I have 3 shades of green and 2 shades of brown, and that's it. I'm stuck with those shades or those colors. Like, if I want to make fantastical eyes, like, ooh, I want this one to have, you know, orange eyes, I can't do that. But with the needle felting, I can. And so I've decided I'm just going to work these up. There's this, anyways, embroidering eyes with these would have taken forever to finish. So this yarn, I know I cut it because I was embroidering eyes with it, but it looks like this. Can you see it? Come on, focus. Maybe if I hold it like this is better. It looks like this. It is a very strange texture, and you hold, it's 2 strands held double, and that's how the skein is. And I will be trying to use up all of the ones that I have, so you'll see more shawls with this yarn. And at first I thought this is a solid color, and I made this shawl way years ago. It was called the Star Stitched shawl, and it was gorgeous, but I used Line Brand, what was it called again? Summer something, the really, really thin Line Brand yarn that they're, I think, discontinuing now. It's called Summer something, I think. And it was a variegated yarn, so you couldn't see the star stitch properly. So I thought I would make the Star Stitched shawl with this. And I didn't like the way the Star Stitch looked with this yarn. I think it's because of the fact that it's kind of, like I showed you before, it's kind of, look, this is how it works up. It's not exactly fuzzy. I don't know what to call it. It's because of the textured nature of the yarn, I think. The almost a bumpiness of it. It is bumpy, but it's not like dramatically bumpy. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but this twist on this yarn, it made the Star Stitch not look so great. So I ripped it up. I only did a little bit of it. I ripped it up, and I looked up a Bag-O-Day shawl because I thought simple stitches will look better with this. And I chose this one. This one, she doesn't have a name for this one. It's the brown shawl that she has, that she made with the creamer yarn. And I started working it up yesterday, and I am enjoying it. This is what it looks like, and I think the color is gorgeous, and I think the shawl is looking really pretty with this yarn compared to the other shawl that I started. I am using my new hooks. This is one of the Dots hooks. I got it yesterday. Oh, I started that shawl yesterday, by the way. Soon after I finished. Not soon after. I started it yesterday. I was doing something else, and I didn't want to constantly look at pattern, or I didn't want to be writing pattern either, which I should have been doing because then I would have been finished the second doll. I thought, oh, I'll try out my new hooks, which I got yesterday in the mail. And this is the 5mm one. And I am liking the hook. It is nice to work with, easy to work with. I am a clover girl. It is nice and long. I haven't used clover lately. I've been using tulip for all those amigurumis. And the tulip hook, although I used for the... Anyways, the clover fits my hands perfectly. It does everything perfectly. I like it. I'm a knife grip. This one is not uncomfortable to use. But I am aware of it rubbing up against here when I'm gripping the tulip hook. I still like the tulips. I really, really like the tulips. Now, if I were to rank, I don't have a clover here. Do I? Yes, I do. If I were to rank my favorite amongst these 3, it would be the clover. So it would definitely be the clover. Everything glides so smoothly with the clover, and it's not too short for me. A little longer would have been nice, but it's fine. I like it. It's in my hands always. Clover is what I use the most. I like the tulip. It glides really nicely. They got the similar heads. These, all three of them have the similar heads. Let me show you. All three of them have the similar heads. They glide really nicely with the tulip. Tulip is just a little short for my hand. I am very aware over here that it's rubbing up against here when I'm crocheting, but it doesn't cause pain or it doesn't whatever. It's just an awareness. So it's totally fine to use. And I do use my tulips. I have tulips in the sizes that Clover doesn't, and this one. This is a D hook. You know, like I have a 3mm and a 2mm, and a tulip continues with the aluminum heads on their small ones. So I have the 1.5 and the 1.75. So I do use my tulips. Clover, like I said, it's the one I use the most. This one, this is really nice. It's much cheaper. The yarn does not glide as nicely on, it's fine. It glides fine, but not as smoothly as with these two. The yarn, it does snag just a little bit compared to these two. Also, these two, the plastic or rubber or whatever it is, the material they have, feels nice. This one feels nice too, but before I started using Clovers, I bought from Amazon one of those hook cases. You know, you buy for $10, you get all the hooks, and it's got an ergonomic handle and all that. This handle reminds me of that one. And what happened with that one is, in use, and I'm not saying a whole lot of use, in some use, after some use, it started, I don't know, disintegrating a little bit. Not disintegrating, like it got bumpy. You know, like the best way I could say is like when fabric starts pilling, it started doing an equivalent to pilling. The hook handle, and I'm not saying that this one will, because it hasn't happened, but the handle does remind me of that one. We'll see what happens, but I am enjoying using it, and I am making this with this hook. Anyways, I didn't mean to do a hook review with this. I was just going to tell you I got new hooks and whatever. My favorite, my second favorite, my third favorite. Where did it go? Third favorite. All right, so after that impromptu hook review, what else do I have to show? I don't have anything to show because they're in this bag. This is the bag that my son chose for me for Mother's Day. I have 2 dolls in here, and you'll see them soon. Just wait. I'll probably tease you again with this next week because I'll finish the one that I didn't finish. Hopefully today. Hopefully. I won't be distracted by this or this. Oh, this is my Quickie Monday bag, by the way. And this bag is by Fancy Boy Designs. What did I have in there? The shawl. Okay, so yeah. So that's what I've been up to. I made this unusually long because I did an impromptu hook review there, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a lot of blue in this video. I just realized there's a lot of blue in this video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe. Bye.